quick. And hey everyone, it's Ben Hardy here, and in today's video, we're gonna be going over a 2021 Hyundai Santa Fe and the Calligraphy package. But first and foremost, a huge shout out and thank you to Hyundai of Southtown, Utah for giving me some time with this Santa Fe. Check out their inventory in the link below. Let's get straight into the video. Under the hood of the new Santa Fe, we have a turbocharged 2.5 liter 4-cylinder that goes through an 8-speed dual clutch automatic transmission. Fuel economy is 21 around town and then 28 in the highway, with power outputs being 277 horsepower and then 311 pound-feet of torque. Let's go to the front end of the new Santa Fe Calligraphy. So first off, with the hood, I absolutely love the design on the hood, how they have that bulge there in the center. Someone put racing stripes on this. I think that would look absolutely fantastic. I know that this is not the type of vehicle to have that, but I still think it'd be cool. Coming down below, we've got these full LED lights. You've got all the accent lights, and then you can see it's projector bulbs for the lights themselves. Super, super bright. And then coming to the rest of the front of the grille, notice they did kind of like a darker chrome for that portion of the grille. I think that looks really good. And you've got the parking sensors all along the front, and then they continue kind of like that darker chrome in the bottom portion of the grille as well. But other than that, there is the front end on the new Santa Fe. Now coming on the side here, we've got two 35mm tires wrapped around 19-inch wheels in the front and over in the rear as well. As for the design on the wheels themselves, you've got kind of like a darker metallic gray with the kind of like lighter silver-ish gray on the outside. Kind of has like an off-roader type look to it. But I do want to mention that these 19-inch wheels are not going to last very long. So right now, Hyundai has a back order on the 20-inch wheels. Once those are no longer on back order, then all these Calligraphies will have the 20-inch wheels instead. So if you want the 19s, you got to get one now. And then other than that, you can see that they got kind of like the polished aluminum look there in the front. They continue it all along the side. And other than that, here is your full side view on the Santa Fe. Now let's actually pop into the back of the Santa Fe. So first off, we actually do get a little bit of extra storage just underneath that little portion right there. Got the floor mats and the owner's manual, nothing too crazy. This does come with the Harman Kardon sound system. And then over here we do get a 12 volt, and then you can press this little button right here and folds down the seat for you. Well, it was supposed to fold down the seat, so now we gotta do the other side. There we go. Folds down the seat for you so you can just load stuff up into the rear. But other than that, that's the back of the Santa Fe. Now let's go over the rest of the rear of the new Santa Fe. So first off, I love the look of these taillights and how they did kind of like the light bar look there in the rear. But it's really cool design language happening with that. Got the 2.5T badge, so everyone knows you got the bad boy race car Santa Fe. And then you've got all of your parking sensors there at the bottom. And then you have the little exhaust tip there on the side of the Santa Fe. And then kind of like sculpt the bumper to make it look like it's going to be on both sides, but it's just on that side. And other than that, that's everything for the rear. Let's go over the door panel here in the back of the Santa Fe. So first off, beautiful soft touch leather all along the door panel with a nice stitching all throughout. You got the giant speaker for the Harman Kardon sound system right there. And then yes, you do have heated seats in the rear and a sunshade. Now coming to the rear seats themselves, got this really cool quilted design with the seats, nice perforations all throughout in the center portion, and then it's really soft here on the side, and then that's just to actually pull up the seat, which is another nice little touch. But let's actually pop in. So step in height, it's pretty easy to get in. If I sit all the way up, I still have a couple inches of room. I'm 5'11", and then there's what my legroom looks like. And then just down here below, we've got some vents here, you've got the USBs, all that kind of stuff, normal stuff. And then, yes, we have the armrest slash cup holder, which is in every single car pretty much. But again, the leather, really nice. Go over the door panel here at the front of the Santa Fe. So we got this really cool kind of like dark gray trim at the top, and hopefully the camera catches the design on that trim. Looks really good. And then we've got the leather just down below where you can rest your arm again. All of your window controls, your mirror adjustments. This does come with memory seats, and then get another speaker for the Harman Kardon sound system. And then here are the seats at the front. So again, beautiful leather with the quilted design, the nice perforations all throughout. And then you can see really soft on the bolsters here for the seats. Got your adjustments just down below on the seat. And then I love how it says Santa Fe and has the little sun right there. I think that's a pretty cool touch. And then we've got the pedal layout just down below, parking brake just up above, and then your lane keep assist is right here. That's for the rear hatch, and then your stability control. The steering wheel is manually adjustable. And there's one more look before we pop in. Here's the steering wheel in the new Santa Fe. So they did softer touch leather at the top and at the bottom. Then you've got perforated leather on the sides. You're actually going to grab onto the steering wheel so you get a little bit of a better grip. Paddle shifters here on the back of the steering wheel so you can shift the gears yourself. Got your phone controls, your voice command controls, all that stuff. And then we've got our cruise control over here, and then the controls for the center stack, your lane keep assist right there. And then the cruise control does have an adaptive function, so you can basically have just like the follow function on the highway. And yeah, pretty good looking steering wheel so far. And then over there, you've got your little stalk for the lights, and then the turn signal and the windshield wiper stalk on the other side. But there's the steering wheel on the new Santa Fe. Now here in the center with the gauges, we've got the speed over on the left side, and then you've got the RPMs over on the right side. And then as for that little screen there in the center, there are a couple different menus you can scroll through here with the Santa Fe, just to give you different bits of information on the vehicle. But that is not the cool party trick of the Santa Fe. The cool party trick has to do with the gauges themselves. So when you change into the different drive modes, what it'll actually do, depending on the drive mode, is it'll actually change the whole look of the gauge cluster, which I think is pretty cool. It gives you the little animation right there. The sport mode definitely looks the best, if you ask me. And yeah, the animation for that's just really cool, but I'm glad that they added that. Now here's the center infotainment system. First off, let's pop it into reverse so you guys can see the camera system. We've got the backup camera that has trajectory lines. They do turn with the steering wheel, and you've got the bird's eye view, and those little lines turn with the steering wheel as well. And then you've got a bunch of different viewpoints. This is if you're hooking up to a trailer, and then you've got out the side as well. So between the parking sensors and the camera system, parking this will not be an issue whatsoever. Now as for the rest of the infotainment system itself, response time is really good on the infotainment system screen, as you can see. It's got a couple cool features on it. So you've got a valet mode that's pretty normal. Passenger talk, so you can talk to the rear passengers. Even though they're just behind you, still a cool feature. You've got the quiet mode, so then it'll kind of have it quiet for the rear. So if you have kids back there and you don't want to wake them up, and then you can control the climate, all that kind of stuff. Yes, this has the sounds of nature, just like all the other new Hyundais, so that's another nice little feature. But yeah, overall, really good infotainment system, and I feel like in the dash area, it's integrated pretty nicely. Just down below the infotainment system, we got a little button for the hazard lights. We've got analog controls for the infotainment system with the volume controls. And then you got your climate controls right here in this little area. And yes, you've got little buttons. I like the actuation on it. Definitely feels pretty nice to use. Transmission selector there in that area. So you've got your park, reverse, neutral, drive. It's just a bunch of buttons you press in. And then this is the drive mode select right there with the locker in the rear. And then you guys can see we've got our hill descent control, parking sensors over here. That's for the camera system, just to pop it back on with the infotainment system. Nothing too crazy happening there. Heated steering wheel button, auto hold, and then your auto stop start. And then we've got the heated and ventilated seats here for the front passengers, and that's kind of like that whole section. Now I've got some more cool stuff happening here. So first off, we've got some extra storage space. Well, actually a cup holder and a USB in there. That's not the cool part. This is actually a wireless phone charger here. So we've got my phone. And all you have to do is just pretty much drop it in, and then it'll start charging it. Boom! It's kind of like a little, like, I don't know, cubby for the phone. Another cup holder here, and then press this, and that'll pop open the little center console, which has a decent amount of storage space. And then coming over here to the glove box, again, good storage space, and you get more storage space above. But notice they did the nice stitching and soft touch all over the whole dash as well. Now up top here, we have a full panoramic sunroof, and notice that I'm leaving finger marks on it because we have a full suede headliner as well. Pretty nice little luxury car feature. And then we got all of our light controls and controls for the sunroof right up there. And other than that, we've got a traditional mirror, and that's all for the top. Now that we're done going over the interior on this new Santa Fe in the calligraphy package, let's quickly get into the pricing. So in terms of pricing, this Santa Fe in the calligraphy package, stickers for about $43,000 before any type of market adjustment. That all being said, let's take this new Santa Fe out and see how it drives. Let's talk about visibility before we set off here in the new Santa Fe. So first off, visibility over the hood. I mean, it's just like most other SUVs in this segment. It's actually really easy to see out of it. And hopefully I caught it on the camera with the heads-up display. Do have a little heads-up display. There's your visibility through both the mirrors. I do have blind spot monitoring. And then here's all throughout the rest of the rear. So visibility in the Santa Fe, definitely solid. And that all being said, well, let's set off. We are initially setting off here in the 2021 Santa Fe. And first off, let's talk about the road noise and the ride quality. So from a ride quality perspective, I can't really perceive a difference between this one and the outgoing Santa Fe. It feels pretty much the same, but definitely has a smooth ride quality to it, which, I mean, that's kind of what you're looking for if you're buying an SUV like this. Compared to its competitors, I would rate it at pretty much average. It's right where it needs to be, and we'll see kind of how the brake pedal feels. Yeah, brake modulation is perfect. Hopefully you guys can see this one does have the turn signal cameras too from a safety tech perspective. I like being with this new like point of view angle, I can like show that to you guys in real time as it's being used rather than just kind of showing it in the walk around, which is nice. But what I'm gonna do is I'm gonna pop it over into the sport mode, and then I am going to start doing the manual shifts. So all you have to do is just press the paddle and then it'll pop in the manual shift mode. Those shifts are quick. What I'm noticing so far with those shifts is they are exceptionally quick. Like that's crazy with the shift speed. But well, of course, in normal Ben Hardy review fashion, we get stuck in traffic because I decide to review a car at rush hour. So I'll get back to you guys in a second. Okay, now we're gonna get our full-blown acceleration here with the Santa Fe. That is quick, and I think I heard a little bit of turbo blow off as well. That is very quick though. Wow. And just look at the gear shifts. Look at this. Press the paddle. Ready? Instantaneous. Yeah, definitely heard a little bit of blow off, which is kind of cool to hear an SUV. That is so quick, and it's super smooth too. Like, it is extremely smooth. But yeah, that is so quick. Like, you don't find that in SUVs in this segment. They're never this quick. That is so crazy. I guess that is one little, I mean, it still shows me the RPMs, which is pretty cool with the camera mirror out the side. But obviously it does make it a little bit different. But I mean, at least they still show the RPMs. That's better than nothing. Yeah, that is so quick. It has so much power. Oh my goodness. Yeah, the torque is just unbelievable. And the gear shifts, like, it is, even when you're not on throttle. That's why I love dual clutches. The gear shifts on them are so quick. Yeah, this thing does such a good job from an acceleration standpoint. Like, I'm really, I hope you guys can tell, I'm really impressed. Like, I press the paddle and it instantly happens. You never see that in SUVs. And then if you want to go out of the manual mode, just hold down the plus paddle and then it'll say D, pop it back into drive. But let's actually get into summing things up here with this new 2021 Santa Fe. So first off, from an exterior aesthetics perspective, they've kind of gone for the similar design language as what they have on the Palisade, which I think is just out there, crazy. I think it looks pretty cool. And then from an interior perspective, I mean, this interior for 43 grand with the quilted leather design, suede headliner, just, it's right where it needs to be. Super nice interior, and then the design on the interior is really good as well. So everything looks good, feels good as well. And then from a performance standpoint, this is fantastic. So the ride quality and the road noise are right where it needs to be in the segment, but the performance is definitely a step above. Like, it is so quick and the transmission is so responsive. It's perfect. Like, this is pretty much like an enthusiast SUV. Like, this is the type of SUV that you buy if you obviously have to have an SUV for family and all that kind of stuff, for practical stuff, but you want something that's fun to drive. This has that, because you have it in the normal mode and it's comfortable and it does these shifts for you. You pop it in the sport mode, pop it into the manual mode, and it's actually fun and engaging to drive. Like, Hyundai has done such a good job with this. This is like one of the best SUVs for the year, and I mean, for this price range, I can't think of anything else that I'd rather have. That is going to sum things up for a video on this 2021 Hyundai Santa Fe in the calligraphy package. And again, a huge shout out and thank you to Hyundai of Southtown for giving me some time with this Santa Fe. Check out their inventory in the link below. I'll see all of you in the next video.